Okay, welcome to the channel. I'm going to go over how to install the order flow pulse. When you go to the site, if you don't have an account, go ahead and create an account and then go ahead and log in. It's free to create an account. And then once you go to your profile, you're going to see no active license. That's fine because it's in beta. I'm just using one license key for everybody to be able to test this out. Once it's out of beta, then you'll need a license key. Well, just go ahead and click on View Products. And what you want to do is this license key right here. When you install order flow bars, you have to copy and paste that in there because it checks it for the on the server. Now, on the order flow pulse, when you download it, when you click on download, it's going to download a zip file. On the order flow pulse, since it's in beta, the license key is already within the code base, so it's just not going to ask you for a license key. In the future, I'm going to have this whole area set up for a settings where you're going to have to paste in the license key like you do for the order flow bars indicator. But and while it's in beta, it's all going to work. And then in the future, there's going to be a little icon wheel where you can adjust the colors and everything on order flow pulse. So just go ahead and download it. And then once you import it, which I'll show you how to import it for the order flow pulse, you want to go to tools and you want to go to import and you want to click on NinjaScript add-on. What that will do is that will give you a window and you'll see order flow pulse as a zip. You want to go ahead and choose that and go ahead and click open. And it might ask you if you want to restart NinjaTrader. If you don't have a DLL, a dynamic link library already compiled from other stuff within NinjaTrader, it might ask you if you want to go ahead and do that. Everything is within the NinjaTrader ecosystem, so it's safe because all the code is written within inside NinjaTrader add-on. So once you have that imported, the add-on, because it's an add-on, the other one, the order flow bars, is a indicator, and then you click on indicators to bring it up. But for the add-ons, this is for the order flow pulse add-on, you want to click on new, and down here at the bottom, you will see OFB DOM, OFB pulse, if you have the DOM installed. I've already got OFB pulse already there. It stands for order flow bars pulse. When you click that, it will pop open a window. So it will open up a new window. You can add order flow pulse. You can add another window if you want to look at the ES and the NQ. If you open up too many order flow pulse windows and you start seeing a lot of lag on the window, that just means the system is having a hard time keeping up with all of that. Now, I have my Mac, I have it run in parallels and I have Windows. So I normally don't keep multiple windows of stuff open. So the ticker, we have NQ March 26. Now, minimum volume. This is the minimum volume for a bubble or a bar to appear. You'll see that here pretty soon. LG vol stands for large volume. What that is, and I have set that to 30 for the NQ. That's just a large volume bubble to show up when you're on the mode minute, 30 second, 15, or 5 second. Large orders will show up. That is LG volume of 30. Resting orders, you need level 2 in order to see resting orders. I'm going to have that set to 8 for this time period of the NQ because right now it's around 240. So I'm just going to put the resting orders to 8. Now, bin, a tick bin. NQ travels in like quarter increments. So it might be 30 and a quarter, 30 half, 33 quarters. Bin 1 just means for 1 tick. If you set this to 2, what that's going to do is merge 2 ticks, like maybe the 8, 8 and a quarter. What that's going to do is that's going to merge it to 1. And then the minimum volume of that merge has to be like a minimum volume of 2 and a large volume of 30. Okay, and that's 30. That large volume 30 is just one order, one execution, just one order coming in because it's reading it from your data feed. Now, right now I'm using Rhythmic. And then what you want to do is if you want to look at the live pulse, and you click apply, live pulse is it's reading the volume of the buy or the sell, and it's reading the volume that's coming in and it's printing it out. Now, resting orders, if you bump this up to like 20, you might not hardly see anything. If you bump it up to 12, you might see a little bit more. If you take it too low, you're going to see a lot of orders, and then in the dark shaded areas, you'll see it, the opacity will change. That means there's more resting orders in there. I don't recommend doing this very low, for one, because it's too much strain on the system. I'm only keeping data for the past 2 hours. Right now, the window is able to move around. But if you put too much in there, it's going to be too much for the system. So resting order of 5 is okay, maybe 8. 8 seems pretty decent. And then the window doesn't have too much lag on the system because I'm running parallels and I'm not giving a lot of resources to Windows. Now, if you have a beefy system, that might not be a problem for you. So what this is doing is the live pulse, down here at the bottom, it's showing the resting orders, and up top it's red. It's showing the resting orders up there. Now, if you have any large resting orders, then the opacity is going to change on this, and you'll be able to see it. Now, this is the live pulse indicator. This is the live pulse mode. I'm sorry. This is the live pulse mode. There's different modes. You have minute, 30, 15, and 5 seconds. Also, when you make a change, sometimes it will change it right on the spot. When you hit enter, it'll change it. If you start having problems with it lagging, you might need to clear this out because I'm storing 2 hours of historical data. I mean, and also it's going to load up. You'll see the other one where it loads up like 300,000 ticks of data for the past. Now, when you click clear, it's going to clear out the whole window, and it's going to start right from the beginning of where it's at that moment. So if we hit clear, it's going to go ahead and start printing the volume. And then you see how the opacity changed right there. There's more resting orders right there. You see how that is changing. There's more resting orders on the ask right there. So what the bubbles are doing for the live pulse, it's accumulating, it's adding up all the accumulated volume within 100 milliseconds. So 1/10 of a second, 1/10 of a second, all the volume that comes in prints a bubble. Okay. And if you look right here, that opacity on that bubble is kind of low. And if you look at like this red one, you can see it's kind of dark. That's telling you the delta change. If its opacity of it is pretty light color, if it's a pretty light color, that means it's low delta, okay? If it's like a dark green bubble, like right here, that means it has high positive delta. So this is the live pulse mode. And if you want to go to the 1 minute mode, let's say you go to 1 minute, it will start printing out the 1 minute mode, and then it just starts printing it out by 1 minute. Now, if you come in here and you go to 30-second and you click apply, then it will be every 30 seconds it will show. Now, if you want the historical data to show, you can close this out. What I did was I just clicked new, came up here to order flow pulse. And let's say you don't use the live pulse mode. We'll do NQ, we'll do March 26, and we'll do minimum volume of 2 and a large order volume of 30, resting orders of 8. And then when you click apply, you'll see it. And I'll say loaded 415,000 ticks. That's for historical data. For the bars that loaded up 415,000 ticks. Now, this right here, we don't have a drop down yet for the instruments, so you have to type it in. If you don't know the instrument and you want to look at the instrument on your chart, you can just come up here, highlight this, copy it, and then just paste it right into here, and it will show up. Now, this is for the minute. Okay, we have minute, we have 30-second, 15-second, and 5-second. And of course, I just showed you the live pulse. But for the minute, this right here shows you the resting orders, right? Like right there were some resting orders. Right up in here, we have a little bit more large resting orders for the ask up here. And the resting orders, you can change this to like 12 and it'll show less. You can do it to 5, it'll show more. Like I said, you really want to try and not keep this too low because once it starts filling up, this window could lag a little bit. The price will be fine, but the window could lag a little bit because the system is trying to clean up all the data that's not needed. And if the window starts to lag, you can always click clear, and then it'll start the bar from the left side, and then fill in the window, and then start going from there. Now, these bars right here, the way I have designed this is not like a Bookmap bubble where kind of like how Bookmap forms the bubbles and live as the volume is coming in, kind of like how the live pulse is. If you like that style, that's great. You can just use live pulse. I'm going to make the bubbles a little bit bigger. There's going to be a setting where there's going to be like a little wheel up here for the settings, and you'll be able to change the colors and the size and all kinds of stuff. But that's going to be in the future. Right now, we're just trying to get this going. I'm just trying to get this going so it's pretty solid for people to use. Now, let me explain how I have developed these bars right here. This is a 1-minute bar. Each minute it's gonna create a new bar. Now, with the bubbles, if you see a big bubble, that's high volume, and it's capped. Okay, it's capped at a certain level, and then it'll show you a big bubble. It's kind of like that with these bars. Each bar right now is tick marked to 2. Now, if I want to tick mark this to 4, then each bar sets up tick. That's what a bin is. It's called tick binning. I'm taking 4 ticks of the NQ and merging all that data together. And that gives you 1 bar. Now, as you can see here, as this candle is forming, those little tiny dots right there, those are bars. There's not a lot of volume. That's why they're not that wide. As you see how the red is kind of widening out, that means there's more selling volume coming in at that 1 point level because I have it tick marked to 4. See how that green bubble, I'm sorry, see how that green bar started getting real wide? That means there's more buying volume. Now, to look at the delta, because on the bubbles, low opacity means low delta. A solid bubble with solid green means high delta. That's basically the same thing for the bars here. Right there, this bar right here, the opacity was kind of light. That was low positive delta. When you see a big solid green bar or a big solid red bar, that means it's high negative delta or high positive delta. That bar right there was kind of solid green. That was high positive delta. So that's how you install the order flow pulse, and that's what these settings are and how you use it. This is currently being developed, and in the future, on the right side here, I'm going to show a histogram of all the resting orders, and how big the histogram is depends on how many resting orders are there. And also, if there's really large amount of resting orders, it's going to show right there. I'm going to be working on that, and that will be coming in the future. But for right now, you can go ahead and use this and be able to see a heat map. Like down here, you'll be able to see the resting orders for the bids, and there's more bids right here than it is right here for the resting order. So let me know what you think about the order flow pulse, about the live pulse mode. Just send me an email, support@orderflowbars.com, and let me know what you think. There is a lot more features to be coming in the future. I just have to find the time to code it in. I just wanted to get something up and running for people to use right now. That's all I have. Thank you very much.